Peter, well played, but not the way you'd want your first game to go, really, I'm sure.
No, obviously it's, you want to have a good start on your debut, and obviously to get beat, it was disappointing.
And right at the start of the second half, at that point, to be honest, at half-time, we all thought you were on top, really, if anything, and then the sending off turned it, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think the sending off was definitely the pivotal moment in the game. I think first half, we started the brighter. We looked as though we were going to go on and get the goal. Had a good couple of chances, and to be fair to their lad, he's pulled one out that's, it's a cracking strike from him. And it knocked us a bit, but we got going again, and I thought we finished stronger in the second half, in the first half, sorry, and came out second half the way we finished the first. And like I said, the sending offs really killed us. We had to reshuffle at that point, and that's what I think went against us.
It was a makeshift defence, and Louis chucked back at right back as well to try and fill in an unfamiliar position. But did you feel like you perhaps didn't do enough with 10 men? I know it's 10 men, I know it's against a good side, but with 10 men, all the order seemed to disappear a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously the sending off as well, and you can look at the two injuries that we had to Connor up front, and we had to bring someone else on, and then obviously Cookie at right backs went off. So it was definitely reshuffling, but the boys were still trying. I mean, it's it's not as though we weren't trying, but against a good side with 10 men, you're always going to find it difficult, and they were just finding those little bits of space and getting on top of us.
And from your point of view, as you say, your first game, you started off up front. We know you can move around a little bit as well. How do you feel you did on from a personal point of view?
Yeah, I thought I did all right. I would have liked to bury the chance that I got. I was just reaching for it a little bit. I would have liked to finish that. I thought I started well. There's definitely more to come. I was pleased to get a game and get involved and that sort of stuff. So hopefully, it's a disappointing day for myself and obviously for the team, but we'll bounce back and we'll look to get a win next Saturday against Torquay.
Yeah, you've just got to hope this doesn't knock you too much, haven't you, really?
No, the team spirit's there. We're all disappointed about the day, but I've come in and the team spirit's brilliant at the minute. So the gaffer will get us sorted on the training ground, and we'll be raring to go for the next game.
It's not very often actually, man of the match, but conceding 4 goals. Mixed emotions or just completely gutted at the moment?
Yeah, gutted. Come back here and I think first half gave a good account of ourselves. Going in half time 1-1, I think it's nothing less than we deserved. And you think, right, yeah, we're back in the game, and we were matching them. They were no better than us, and then silly sending off, and it's killed us. And then obviously their quality shines through, and we're up against it.
What's Rhys Day said about that afterwards? Because that completely changed the game, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just coming together in the box. I don't really know what happened. So I just turned around and seen their lad on the floor. I know. And referee straight to his pocket. He wasn't far away and pulled out the red card. So yeah, it's disappointing because, like I say, we were matching them, and up until then, we were doing well. Like I say, it's killed us.
It then made it very difficult for you. I could see you getting very frustrated at the end, and understandably, but because you've got a makeshift defence in front of you and simple crosses coming in and point blank headers. You made some great saves in the second half, and then there's nothing you could do with those goals.
Yeah, I think up until, I don't know when they scored the second goal, but I think it was good.
About 70 minutes.
70 minutes, yeah. So for 20 odd minutes, 25 minutes in the second half, we were keeping them at bay, and we were doing well. But then, like I say, the fitness shows a little bit when you've got 10 men, and like I say, their quality a little bit shone through. And yeah, they were getting crossed in a little bit too easily. I mean, it's hard for Brisk because he's not a right back, but yeah, their left winger was dangerous at the end.
What was it like coming back out here with the Mansfield Town badge on your chest again?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's been great. Like I said, I've had 5 great years here, and it's like coming back really. So it's very familiar. A lot of people, the same people who were here first time round. So it's comfortable for me. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I wasn't sure what sort of a reaction I'd get, but I got a great one, and I thank every one of them who came today and for the reception.
Well in the game until that sending off.
Moment of madness, simple as that. We were well in the game. Felt we shaded the first half. Certainly had better chances. It was a very good strike from the Crawley player to execute the first goal. But certainly we were well in the game. And moment of, I can't put my word on it really. Madness really from an experienced player. Put himself in that position, and it's cost us. It's cost us a vital time, certainly straight after half time. and we felt at half time we could go on and win the game, and yet at half time we lose Cook as well, which obviously wasn't healthy.
What's that with? What's the injury?
He took a bang to the knee and he felt he couldn't continue. So there's been some huge factors that have cost us today, but certainly the sending off was a moment that Reece should know better from.
Paul Connor?
Hamstring. Tweaked his hamstring. Again, you're down to one substitution late on, and you can't. Louis Briscoe, he's never been a right back in a million years, and Gary's obviously not a centre half, so understandable that you're going to get exposed down to 10 men. The second goal, has cost us, but I can't criticise the player for their work ethic, but certainly the sending off has been a massive moment.
Has Reece been and apologised to yourself and the players?
Yeah, he's put his hand up. He knows we should know better than that, and against any side, whether it's Crawley or anybody, you can't do what he's done, and obviously the referee has adjudged it to be violent conduct, and it's cost us. I felt we were certainly in a position to go and win the game, and come out of it, and you end up on the receiving end, and you're going against a very good side, and I must give credit to Crawley, but likewise, I felt at 1-1 we were in the pole position to push on.
How frustrating is that when you were so in the game and you could?
It's massively frustrating.
Yeah.
I can't legislate for that. I can't legislate for losing two defenders, because Cook would have gone in at centre half. He comes off. Briscoe's never been a right back, so everything that could have gone. You're down to one substitution. Peter Vincente, put a great shift in for us, but down to 10 men against a classy side, who up 1-1 we were making ground on them, and certainly I felt at half time we could go on and win it.
Just today you lose Reece for another 3 games, I think, as well.
Lose Reece for 3 games, so it's it's not just one game. It's hurting us, and he's let us down today, and he knows that. The boy Cook, we'll see how he feels, but we're down to bare bones again there in that department now, which is obviously hard enough to you're trying to prepare your side for next week as well. But today really frustrating, because we're certainly. Although give credit to Steve and his side, I felt we've undone ourselves.
4 sendings off now this season, though. It's not helping you, is it?
No, it's not. And I spoke to the chairman about it, because we're not that way, and obviously we've shown discipline. You speak about it prior to the game. Reece should know better today, and I don't care what anybody says. People are niggling at you. You've got to stand up and be a man. If it's a crunch tackle, you can accept it, but. Not when it's off the ball. It's unnecessary, and it's cost us at least a point, but ultimately the game.
6 games without a win. Obviously some boos at the end once again.
Well, I can understand the frustration, but likewise, I can't legislate for some of the things that have happened today and the way it's gone against us. And I don't mind being judged when we're down to on a fair playing field, but certainly there's been occasions today that no one could have legislated before the game, and I don't think any manager should have to. Obviously, you don't prepare for those occasions. You prepare for your bench for initial contributions and people changing. But today, no one can legislate for that. Them changes I've had to make, and certainly you can't prepare any side for that. But the boys, they're downhearted because we were well in the game.
Probably the brightest thing today, Kevin Pilkington back after his 5-year stay here before. Fans gave him a big cheer, and he ended up conceding 4, but man of the match. Yeah,
I say he don't deserve to that. He don't deserve to be on the end of conceding 4. But I think he's a good goalkeeper. That's why I brought him here, and his contribution was very good. And I say sometimes you don't get what you deserve, and he deserved it better than that. But you can, I'll give respect to Crawley for putting the chances away. As I say, when you've got a makeshift defence with bodies in there that Louis never played right back once. He may have done it under 6 level. But no, you can't. I don't want to say. I understand anybody's frustration, because I'm more frustrated than myself and my staff. Myself and Russ, we've worked very hard this week on making sure we did our own work on the Crawley side. I felt they would go with Brodie and McAllister, who are good players. And you can't give good players space in the box, and that proved to be the case. But likewise, for me, down to 10 men and losing 2 players out your back 4 is huge.
Did you think one or two players' chins dropped right near the end there? I mean, obviously those 2 late goals coming in, were you disappointed that maybe they did let the chins hit the floor?
Well, you've got Steve Foster out there. You expect your captain to rally the troops, and when you're on the pitch, you know, you're looking for your leaders. And I thought the execution was good, but I think that obviously when you're down to 10 men and you know you're playing square pegs in round holes, it's certainly difficult for the players enough. And no, I'm not going to criticise the players for their effort and their ambition, but I think that you have to understand the situation.